This podcast was recorded in Melbourne, Australia, known by the traditional owners as Nam. We would like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation and pay our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. We celebrate their resilience, their continuing culture, and acknowledge that their sovereignty was never ceded.
Hello all you baddies, benders and babes, and welcome to the Book of War, an Avatar Legends real play. The story of 4 runaways seeking the Book of War in a world without the Avatar. My name is Jesse Thomas and I play FANG, the Foundling, he, him, a repressed runaway lava bender from the Earth Kingdom who found a new home for themselves in the Northern Water Tribe while hiding from deadly family secrets.
Considering it's been a while since you've said that.
I know, the first one of the year. Welcome to
good.
2024. Thank you very much. We're here.
You'll probably be hearing this in February, but it's the first time we're back recording.
Exactly. My min fact for today is that I think he probably spent about a month and a half on Shimsom using all the money he got from his dad to live in the lap of luxury. And then when it got to that month and a half and he went to go pay like the rent for the luxury hotel he was staying in or whatever, he was like, oh, I have no money. So he started taking jobs to pay the rent and lived off nothing but rice and water for like a while. And then I think that's how he met Tomo. So...
Hi, my name is Lucas. I play Tomo the Razor, he, him, a combustion bender who likes to keep entrees and secrets close to his chest, but is trying to redefine his place in the world. Yes, Fang was such a pathetic excuse of a, person that Tomo took pity upon him.
Oh, okay.
No, the truth was you draw attention to yourself, which is the exact type of person that somebody who doesn't want attention toward himself to have in certain proximity because all eyes are on you and not on Tomo.
Tomo,
so
the decoy,
the bullet sponge. Not that there are bullets in this game, of course.
Great.
Moving on.
Hello, my name is Georgie Hazel and I play Nuro, the Destined, they, she, he. Nuro is a child from the strange and magical Foggy Swamp. Due to the threat of war, Nuro had to leave their swamp with Banji, but also they're a runaway. Oh my god. Stranger things might be following them out.
You have stolen Jesse's juju.
Welcome. Welcome to the end game.
Big yikes. I guess I think that Nuro and Banji didn't spend as much time on Shimsom. I think eventually we realized, it's probably the safest place to be. And we were living it rough for a while there, trying to stay out of the eyes of people, just selling our little crafty things made of mud. A bit of a squatter situation somewhere, I imagine. We also like to think that, I think this might have already been mentioned, but that we were approached for multiple jobs from Min or Tomo, and Banji was like, no, go away, until we were desperate. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name's Ted Darling, and I play Banji the Guardian.
It was right there. Speaking of desperate.
I know. I like to be unpredictable, and I knew it was there, so I just had to subvert it. Subverting expectations. I play Banji the Guardian, he, him, a runaway from the Fire Nation army who was instead chosen to use his strength to protect the vulnerable. And got it and won because I'm a professional.
Okay.
Well, really, you've made that joke before, so
damn it.
So predictable.
Predictable. Everything I thought not doing. My Banji fact for today is, as Georgie was saying, Nuro and Banji came to Shimsom because this was probably the safest place for them. And it was a bit of a squatter situation. I'd like to establish that we hung around with the people who lived under the pier, shall we say, and tried to keep a very low profile. And I think they were very welcoming of a deserter and a child who were fleeing the war. Yeah. So I think that's where they kind of spent their time, those 2-ish weeks before we were approached by the lads for a job.
Hello, my name is Ash. I am the Grand Master of the White Lotus.
Gum gum. Gum gum.
Georgie caught sleeping. The Yes, my fun fact is that I've started reading some of the external like comics and books and things like that over my break. And a few pages into one of the ones I was reading, Gam Gam and Paku elope. They're like, oh, what about the ceremony? It's like, no, we eloped. We went to Misty Palm, and they're like, it's overrated. I'm like, I love this so much because I'm fairly certain I've implied that someone's parents actually went there for their honeymoon at some point. I
think you said it was a popular honeymoon destination.
Yeah, it's a popular honeymoon destination. It's just like, the actual canon. That's all I really have today. So, Jesse, roll the music. So we are approaching, I think at the end of the last chapter, I said we are approaching Shimsom Big Island. You have a plan, a half-cocked plan to hide Hikaru in a cave.
Yes, I know of a cave because, well, I'm going to roll. So I have otter penguins, unagi, and hot springs, which allows me to know secrets and interesting tidbits about locations I've been to before. So I alluded to I think I remember a cave being somewhere. I'm going to see if I can remember where this cave is by asking a question
Now,
on this roll.
I have decided, everyone, I'm going to set the scene. I'm going to set the scene. What we found in the last episode is that you think that you have places that you can go to find out more about this organization. We don't have a name. We don't have a location. We do know who is at the top, and we do know what they do. And we know that it's somewhere on this island. So in essence, I'm going to create a chart, kind of similar to what I did when we had the resort. Only I'm letting you know in advance this time. You can get more and more information, which will help you find the place, know what you're up against, et cetera, et cetera. But for all the things, anytime you create waves, you're going to make it harder for yourselves. Okay. So I just thought I'd let that one out because I'm using the exact same mechanic, but this time it's above the table.
Great, wonderful. All right, cool. Well, let's watch these double ones come up, shall we? Oh no, only singular. So that is a 7 plus 1, I'm pretty sure. So that's a mixed success, so I get one question. I know some interesting locations. One of them being a very, very elusive cave that you can only really get into properly during low tide, I think. So, like, we can get Hikaru in there, then the tide will come up, and then no one can find the cave anymore.
And the dragon drowns?
Yeah.
No. It's like it's got a little shelf that you can hide. And what's more is that the squidfish tend to go there, so they come up. So he can just dunk his head in the water and just go
bed.
But yeah, Ash, if you'll allow me to have painted that picture of this cave, does that seem like a cave I would know about? I don't know. I feel like Min would have had to do a job, like, to find the cave.
Yep.
Yes. I would say that Min did a job and either had to find the cave or hid in the cave. Like, potentially a job went wrong for Min, maybe. And then, like, you were like, oh, just stuck in here. And then the tide came in. You're like, oh, no, I'm going to die.
And then
you
never
like,
came any further higher, and he was just...
What a great little hiding spot that only I know about.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is big enough for a dragon to come in through.
So, Banji, if you fly around the south side of the island, you'll find a small cliffside, and in there, further along the coast, you'll see like this weird sort of like rock pooly thing. You can't see it from above or from the sides, but it is a cave and you can go in it. It's big enough for Hikaru, and the tide will rise and he won't drown.
Do you promise he won't drown?
Absolutely. Also, he can swim, so it's fine. Hikaru, you wouldn't let yourself drown, would you? Exactly. All right, have more faith in the giant lizard.
I think Iroh chimes in and goes, but you may find that a quick getaway is harder in there.
Well, let's make sure we don't need a quick getaway.
Exactly. We are not leaving until the job is done.
Iroh smiles at that for sure.
Intense. Good energy. We're going to need it.
Banji points Hikaru down to the south side of the island and keeps an eye out for the little rock pool cave thing. Yeah,
in classic Hikaru fashion, he almost slithers up to it rather than comes at it in a direct line, so that boats and people that might be standing on the cliff can't really see him or make him out properly.
Nice.
And he, in the process, finds the cave and goes up in. It is low tide because that's how yes anding works. rather than have you sit around for 6 hours. And
We're going to wait to let that. Yeah.
Now, sadly, we do have to get our feet wet to get out, so very sorry, everyone. But I don't have shoes anymore, so I'm fine.
didn't you buy some new shoes?
Damn. And he looks down, standing in the water, at his very nice shoes in the water that he forgot that he put back on because it was cold. It's like, spirits.
Well, we've already just got dry after being wet, but what's a wee bit of water?
Hey, this is a tropical island.
It is
It's
much
not
warmer.
nice.
So much warmer.
Tomo, buddy, looking a bit tense.
And
Well, we're all off the dragon. You're still sitting there looking forward.
let's assume Tomo jumps off with you. I think no, sorry. So in my mind, I was thinking Tomo's very eager to see Lady Dao, and not in the usual way. Like there's a new sort of anger rising because in his mind, Lady Dao knows everything that happens on this island. So why did he? Anyway, I'm gonna say that.
That's a strong assumption to make.
Well,
Lady now knows a lot of what happens on this island, but
she can speak for herself, Ash.
I think sort of Thomas sort of gets down, I guess.
Yeah, look, Tomo gets down. There is a focus and there is an anger rising in him now, like kind of the different stages of grief.
Yeah, sure.
Basically, he's sort of at anger phase, and basically, even though he's got the black that makeup thing off, it's that same energy, it's that same kind of killer edge energy that he's now carrying.
Hey, listen, Tomo, and Min sort of looks back to everyone else. He's like, this is your op, like this is your mission quest, so on. So happy for you to take lead, but like, are you like cool? Like you're like okay, right? Like you're not gonna go like kicking down doors and taking names and you know, like I just mean what I'm getting at is like you're cool to be in charge.
Tomo inhales. I am. Thank you, Min. You're right.
Great. Didn't doubt you for a second.
We are trying to catch a wily prey that has all the advantage on us. On her home turf, no less.
But you know what? They don't know we're coming. We have the advantage.
We do. Thank you. And I have you all. And I mean, I guess you're here, so there's no... You're committed. You know what we're going into.
Also, we need to dress this old man up because, like, people are going to recognize him for sure.
I mean, I got an old man outfit, but that's kind of...
Oh, but he's old.
no, he's like, I think this might work. And so, like, after, they walk behind a rock like Nuro and Iroh. And when he comes out, he looks exactly like Iroh does as of the Last Airbender. He's like, he's got a cushion stuffed under his shirt.
That's it.
He's, like, got, like, ash running through his beard, so it looks grey. He's pulled his hair right back so that it, like, in the top knot, it almost looks like he's got a bald crown. And it's just like, oh, look at me go. No one will ever love this.
And then Nuro just like pats your belly. I think they're really focused on practicing with the water right now. I think everyone would be able to see how nervous Nuro is with this. They're taking this very seriously. So I think outside of helping Iroh, they're probably a little too focused on training for this particular moment. You can see them just squatting in the water and like they feel like they've really dropped the ball with waterbending. Like since they've left the swamp, they've struggled so much, and so they're just like desperately trying to capture the form of this water. It's a little like intense with the focus on that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think Tomo sees this and he feels a pang of guilt. I think the tense energy is rubbing off on you.
Just hear them just like, God damn it, just move for me the way I need you to. Just, yeah.
Tomo comes up to you. Nuro. Nuro.
Tell me.
It's gonna be okay. If this gets too much, just don't... Your destiny does not end here. Remember that you have a greater purpose than me, than this. I can't lose you too. Promise me that.
Ooh. You know, you know better than anyone that I can't make that promise. But I won't do anything to ruin this. I won't get in the way. I'm here to help. I got this, Tomo.
Tomo puts his hand on your shoulder. You've already helped so much. Banji, Minfang, then I'm going to make you two promise nothing happens to Nuro.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen to any of us, okay? You're with one of the FANGs, and a realized one at that.
I think
We're not losing here.
Neuro's not really. Neuro just goes back to practicing with the water, honestly. At that.
This isn't the first time that I've had to protect Nuro and Shimsom Big. They'll be fine.
It's the cocky swagger in Ted's face as he said that. Like this. I like this Banji. I really do.
All right, then. I know a back way to Lady Dao's estate so that we won't be seen going in. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, before we leave, Banji is going to go over and give Hikaru a bit of a pat and be like, all right, Big Yin, are you going to be okay in this cave? I know last time when you were in a cave and I didn't come and check on you that you were a wee bit upset. But look, there's squidfish come right up to the thing. You can eat as much as you like.
I think he cuts you off and he just like with his nose like nudges you. It's a playful nudge, but you go like not flying back, but you're like, whoa. It's like if a bear just decided to give you a little hip check, you'd be like,
nice.
whoa. So you get the impression that you're good to go.
Cool. Good.
Great.
Iroh steps out. I think Arturo's sitting on his shoulder. And he says, if we are going to meet this person, would we be better off splitting up? I mean, a group of all 5 of us seems a lot to sneak in the back entrance. Is there anywhere else we can look? I've never been to Shimsom Big Island before.
Oh.
It's an entrance that Lady Dao knows her helpers would frequent and use. So we're not trying to sneak in as much as we are avoiding being seen to walk in. She will, unless you think we should try to sneak in. Maybe there's something she's hiding.
my only concern is Hero, don't get me wrong. Your Majesty, you look different enough, but Lady Dao's smart and wily. I feel like she would figure you out pretty quick.
And he like strokes his beard and is just like,
maybe Hero is a secret best kept for an emergency from at least Lady Dao. So why don't you go find an onsen in the city or something and enjoy yourself while we meet Lady Dao, and then we can come find you.
I think he looks very seriously at you and he says, just because I may be royalty does not mean that I don't have a sense of duty. I am here to help.
I know, and I think you would be helping us by not letting Lady Dao know you're here.
He puts his hands up and says, if
someone else disagrees.
No, I agree. Like, my first instinct, Hero, was to kidnap you and hold you for ransom. I got those instincts from Lady Dao. She would absolutely at least consider that very strongly once she figures out she has the head of the state of an enemy nation.
I think he smiles and he's got that little iroh twinkle in his eye and he says, she sounds like a formidable woman.
Well, I mean, the other option is we could show Hero how the other half live. I mean, Nuro and I used to frequent the docks, and I'm sure that the people down there would probably know more about this island than a lot of people. We could maybe take Hero down and ask them, and he can see just how far people can fall from their ivory towers.
Tomo, if that's okay with you, I'll come with you then, and if you're happy splitting us up for the first day here, we'll, it's up to you, buddy.
Tomo's thinking, I wonder if there are some questions that you could be asking that could help us as well. maybe you could be asking for rumors of missing children or strange noises or
Strange people.
Strange people. Anyway, but obviously, cautiously,
Of course.
Laylo, and thank you again.
All right. Remember where we stayed last time we were here before we left when we slept in that day? We'll meet you there. Like what? Dinner? We can go out to dinner and get a meal or something. Wouldn't that be nice?
That'd be lovely.
Maybe? Maybe?
Is the cuisine around here any good?
Oh, it is the highest of fusions.
You gotta try the squid fish. Not the ones that are moving though.
I cannot wait.
We'll see you soon.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everybody.
We got this. Relax.
And you begin to walk your separate ways. Shimsom Big Island is a sprawling seaside town. You've all been here before. You know that it is picturesque. The hill rises up and the houses slope down to get that north-facing sun. The ocean always glimmers. It glimmers gorgeously in the morning and it glimmers gorgeously in the evening. There is no time. Even when it's wet and raining, somehow it is just the most wonderful place to look over. We also know that looks can be deceiving and that danger lurks around every corner. There are people from every nation. There are hoodlums who have come to the island because they can live on the streets with the weather. There are pirates that can come and go freely without any threat of militia. And in all this chaos, there is some degree of harmony. But it always depends on where you look and who you are. Who would like to go first?
Yeah, Banji and Nuro, I assume you would want to come with me if you'd like to.
Yeah, I'll come with you. I feel like I could be most helpful with you. And I also like to imagine that even though it's probably not helpful at this point, they'd be trying to get a higher vantage point. So they'd be Yoda backpacking, I think. They're definitely Yoda backpacking. So I think it would be like cut from like them all walking away separately to, Nuro on Banji's back, just keeping an eye out.
Iroh has to like look up at you. I think Arturo sees that and he stands on like Iroh's head so that he can
or like Arturo's on my head. Just very much so leaning up, using Banji's shoulders as support. And I think we have an idea of the people that we want to talk to. So I think I'm looking for the things we used to look out for on our way home. Maybe there's like a crooked a jetty post or like a particular sign or symbol or something written somewhere that kind of takes us to a place beneath the piers.
Yeah.
We were kind of talking like a just this kind of maybe like very, very small community. Them possibly could have changed by now. The people, they might not be the same people.
I think you're right. I think there is some degree of transience amongst these
absolutely.
people.
We left.
Yeah, well, that's it. Especially around these docks, people are coming and going all the time.
Exactly.
There are a couple of familiar faces. I don't know, like it's up to you as to whether you see anyone you actively remember or whether it's a new group. But yes, under this area of the docks, they're generally pretty welcoming to strays in this space. This is sort of one of the safer places that you can be. Because all the people that really don't have a lot of protection themselves, these are the people that really have nothing. And as a result, they come together because of that.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is a transient nature to these people, but I think there are those staples who are kind of bolted on, and they're the ones that kind of generate that sense of community because if people are coming in and out, there has to be some form of scaffolding for those new people coming in. Yeah, I feel like there was a guy there named Tito who welcomed people in. So we're looking for Tito.
I mean, is Tito the type of person that the second someone comes up, he's there? Or is he like the type you would find?
I get the sense he'd be the kind that you find. He's the one that's like right at the back the like underneath the pier, who's sort of
He's found a good like shipping crate to
yeah.
Like I like that image of him being right at the back, and you know, like I feel like this is actually used in quite a lot of like scenes. But you walk into a room, there's lots of chatter, and then there's just someone up the back who is just silently like kind of surveying everything, and you're like with that attention can tell that they're like they have importance.
Yeah, I like you walk into this space, and I think you have nailed it on the head. Iroh is a bit taken aback by this. Not that he hasn't seen homeless people before, not that he hasn't seen poor people before, but this is a new level, and he certainly hasn't seen this degree of unity amongst people, and he's a little bit shocked.
Yeah.
But you do, in fact, see Tito at the opposite end of the area.
Tito!
Yeah, it's you. Hello.
Hi, you remember me? And
Yeah,
the wee one?
I'm that one. Yeah, hello. Hi, yous.
Oh, Tito, you're always a laugh.
Yeah, that's me.
How you been? What's been happening the past few months?
Oh, there's been full moons and squidfish and you're back from however long ago you were not here.
I was the Squidfish Festival that we left. We had to move on. You know how it is. These people come and go.
Yeah, they come and go.
Look, I just need to ask you a few questions. Have you got a minute?
He sort of looks around and there's no one around him, and he's got like, I think he's just been like shelling like seashells from like tiny little mollusks, and he sort of goes, I don't know, I'm pretty busy, but for you, anything.
Oh,
Well, here, let me help you with that. And Nuro, if there's like a spare one, they'll start helping.
Yeah. And like, we're talking like the bitest size mollusks here.
Yeah.
It like, you may as well have been like peeling pistachios.
Yeah.
Like,
The little pee-pee shells.
and pee-pee shells. Pee-pee poo-poo shells.
Pippies, little pippies.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about.
I thought I made a funny joke.
I feel like as well that he'd have like a little campfire, and Banji's gonna like kneel down and sort of stoke the fire with like a some firebending.
Is that what firebending sounds like?
Yeah.
It does now.
Just
Don't need to put any foley.
Sounds like Ted's Furby noise.
No, that's for the patrons only.
Such viciousness.
Yeah. Look, Tito, and obviously you don't have to tell me anything that's going to get you into any trouble. We don't want any of that. But I was just wondering, have you noticed anybody or have you heard anything about people, especially wee ones, sort of disappearing and not showing up?
I am going to get you to roll plead for me.
Ooh.
This is harmony.
That's a 7.
Okay. On a 7, they need something more. Evidence you're on the right course, guidance, making the right choices, or resources to aid them. I think he sort of looks at you and goes, kids disappearing, you say? Well, I mean, and it's very clear he does know at least something.
Can I like help that?
Your help won't push it into
Okay.
a full success, but absolutely, there's something that you either need to say or do that will like get that across.
You see, we're trying to find a friend of mine, and that they were young like me, and I think something happened to them here. That would be awful kind of you if you could just give us anything.
I think he looks at the two of you, and he says, "Well, it's a bit on the dangerous side." And I think Iroh steps in and says, "I promise you, we are ready for danger." And he says, "Well, since you lost your friend and all, I think it's only fair. there's definitely... You don't want to be a kid by yourself around here. It's not a safe place to be. You need to go talk to Sapphire.
Sapphire.
Yeah, you'll need an in, and I am not that in anymore. But if you know anyone that can get you in for a meeting, that's who you want to speak with.
A meeting, huh? What? For what exactly?
I think you look down in this moment, like while you're wondering what he's talking about, and for probably the first time, while he's shelling shells, he's stopped, and you see his hands actually have tattoos on them. They're not quite the same tattoos that that Tomo has, but you can get the inference that these are probably membership tattoos of some kind. Because look, I said there's danger, but I can't.
I get it. Sorry. No,
Yeah, I think he gets a bit shaky. He's like, but that's okay, because you're back and you're under here and you're nice and safe with us all. Yeah.
Thank you, Tito. And I promise that, any information you give us isn't going to come back to you. We're not going to say your name anywhere. But
That's good, because if it did, I'd have to kill you.
oh, Tito. Yeah, funny guy. Just one more thing. Where would we find Sapphire?
He sort of, I think he takes a stick and he draws a little map in the sand. He's like, 3 alleys north, 1 to the east, 1 to the north, 5 doors down, 3 knocks.
Can you repeat that?
No.
All right, that's the notes I got. 3 north, 1 east.
5 doors down,
5 doors down?
3 knocks.
3 alleys.
I made that up.
1 to the north.
I know there was a 5 in there,
Yeah.
and I know it was
All
3
right,
knocks.
If Ash can't remember, it's this.
Oh, Ash, remember.
God damn it.
He's a liar. Don't believe him.
Thank you, Tito. You've always, just been such a gem. And do we have any gold or anything like that?
You certainly do.
Yeah, I'd like to pull out like a
You
hand.
just got a hell of a lot of treasure, my dude.
Well, technically, Tomo got all the
yeah.
treasure.
That's true.
But there will definitely be some degree of coinage that you exist.
Yeah, I'd like to grab a little handful of coins and sort of put it in, shake his hand and put it in his hand as I do, and then do the little fist bump thing.
The fist bump goes for like 20 seconds too long. But like, I think it goes, oh, Banji, yeah. It's good to see you.
Of course. That's, yeah, I mean, okay, good to see you, Tito, and stay safe.
Tito has face blindness. The little handshake is how he knew it was you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, that's right. Representation. That's so nice.
Thank you, Tito.
He smiles. He's like, little Nuro, you be safe out there. And make sure you stick with this big. And he like sort of like punches Banji friendly in the arm. But it's like...
It's quite firm.
Yeah, it's quite fair.
Don't worry. I won't be letting go of this biggin anytime soon.
And he smiles and goes back to shelling his little mollusks. He goes, hey, we've sped up. Grubs up, everybody. And a little bit of a line begins to form for the...
I think we just slip away
Yeah.
as quietly as we can.
Give a nod to Hero as we do, like a sort of knowing, like, see, this is how the other half lives.
This is what the Fire Nation is trying to avoid.
It's what they're creating.
I think he gets down to your level. And he says, poverty like this is found everywhere. The war may be destroying homes, but new homes can't be built until we have the resources to build them. It's a big, big world out there.
My world used to be... I used to think it was big. Now I realize how small it was. How rich I was with the world around me. And I don't think they really know what else to say.
I think he smiles very warmly. And he says, And I think he looks back at the people who are smiling at these little pippies that they're eating. And he says, "Sometimes it is not wealth that makes us rich."
Classic iroh line.
And we fade down on that scene and raise up on the lads in their semi, but not really espionage.
All right, Thomas, it's going to be like old times. Clean,
times.
efficient. Some running, maybe. Let's avoid that, but, these shoes were not made for running. They're made for walking.
They're a little bit wet.
It's kind of squishy.
That's just what they'll do.
Thank you for not finding sound effects and instead making us listen to that.
Yeah.
I feel like that was payback for Sticky Ricky.
That's for the patrons. I feel that this is Lady Dao's holiday home. You know this. She's not always there. And so, yeah, definitely there is sort of a surreptitious entrance. There's probably about 3. One is the main one. One goes straight down to a private dock. And one is sort of where people that aren't necessarily wanting to be seen can come in and out of.
Yeah, we go for that third option.
How opulent is this place? Like, is she living in like the lap of luxury, or is she a bit more subtle?
It's somewhere in between. It is not gilded. It is not like
it's
sparkling
more-
with rubies and gems. However, it is not a small space.
And it's like high quality.
It's high quality. It's on the beachfront.
Okay.
It's probably gated to some degree, or fenced off, I should say. Definitely someone well off lives here.
Yeah. Okay.
But like you wouldn't necessarily look at that and go, yes, that belongs to the king.
Yeah. Great.
Like, my intention here is not to sneak in. Like, we just want to speak to her. We just want to do so without anyone else knowing that we've spoken with her.
Yep.
So surreptitious, the secret entrance, more or less. The special knock, because we know what it is. We've used it many times.
I would like you to roll assess the situation, please, Lucas.
Oh, it's been so long. I wonder if I still got this.
I looked away.
I looked right at it.
Violent whirling
Yeah. I felt the air from it. Like,
It
was like an airbending move.
Were you punished or you rewarded? I can't see.
8.
Oh,
Ask your one question of what here can I use to who or what is in the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's the best way in, out, through? Or who or what is in the greatest danger? Because you will get something different for each of them.
Yeah, I guess I'd like to know what is the biggest danger.
Okay. You knock. You do the secret knock, and the door opens like it hasn't been latched properly, which isn't entirely unusual. If she's expecting certain guests, sometimes that happens, and you begin to walk through, and you see as you walk into sort of her main area. Because this, I feel, leads straight to either a sitting room or a study, like some place to greet people, right? In a formal setting, and there's a big window at the front of it, and you look down, and Lady Dao is down on the dock, and it looks like they are loading up some luggage onto her boat. So, the short answer is that the greatest danger at the moment is that you probably have a little bit of time to snoop around before she would catch you in this space.
So she's definitely not leaving. She's just overseeing the loading of luggage.
Yeah, it's like she's currently overseeing and but she's not like getting onto the boat. So you can see her sort of walking up and down and checking things off.
Okay.
So you've got a little bit of time before
she's
she
not
comes
wearing
back.
her boat hat.
She's
not.
Yeah, the boat hat's still hanging up in the office.
Your shoes are not made for running, Min Fang. Are they made for sneaking?
These are super soft. So I guess so.
they still super squishy.
True.
Made them softer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I've done a bit of walking now. They're probably less squishy. Yeah. Why do you want to?
Actually, you told me about your seismic feet thing, haven't you?
I've mentioned it. Yeah.
Of sense.
You discussed it at great length.
No, you did.
While
You
he
did.
didn't
You
want to
have,
listen.
Yeah. That's fair.
Are you able to tell if there's anyone inside this building?
Oh, listen, man. That's one technique that's fallen by the wayside in terms of like what's been become important to me. I could I can always try, but there is no guarantee that I'm going to be correct or good. The worst that's going to happen is I make a loud noise and someone hears us, and we're just in this waiting room. So it's up to you.
No, you know what? I'll do this the old-fashioned way. All right, so Tomo's going to go snooping.
All right, I'm going to be on the lookout for Lady Dao. So I'm just going to wait by this door, and when I see her come up, I will loudly announce that she is here. How's that sound?
That sounds
We're
perfect.
like, Lady Dao, good to see you. How about that?
Perfect. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Min-Fang.
He goes outside the door and sort of leans against it, sort of waits.
Yep. Tomo will need to rely on his skills and training to see what he can find.
Yeah, skills and training of a ninja, boy.
11.
He's good. He's good. And you know what? One hand.
Yeah.
You, in looking on the desk, there is a message that is written in some sort of cipher. And just by pure Tomo happenstance, you've used this one before. Like, it's the type of thing that rotates through. And you read it, and you can see that Lady Dao has been organizing a shipment of supplies. And it is supplies enough to feed what look like a military barracks.
Yeah. There's, like, the anger's growing, like, it's rising, like Tomo, but he is doing his best to keep it calm and control. All right, so...
In that, there is an address that shipment goes to.
And Tomo's gonna just burn that address in his memory, into his memory.
I honestly thought you were going to say I'm going to burn the document.
No,
It's just like, oh no.
No.
He doesn't have his firebender nearby.
He's got ways.
Yeah. So I make sure that whatever rummaging I do, I would restore it back to the way it was, so that she couldn't tell that it's been tampered with. But I definitely collect that information.
Is there something else in particular you're looking for?
Money, as opposed. Oh no, that's no money. Like I'm
Just leaves
looking
bags of it
for
around.
some sort
Receipts.
of receipts,
Paper trail.
payment. Like has she been receiving some kind of money for all this?
Yes, as part of this coded thing, you can see that there is a large sum of money trading. Like, it is worth more to drop this stuff off than it should be. In terms of having a quick look around at the rest of the accounts, at a glance, they seem pretty squeaky clean. It seems like merchant activity by comparison to, here's just a random sum of 1,000 gold that has just been paid for as a donation. Like, there's not a lot of that. Not to say that there isn't some of that going on. There might be another book that says otherwise. But at a glance, it seems to be like mercantile.
Is there any mention of Tomo or Hiroto in anywhere? Like anything, any paperwork, nothing like
Nothing.
that? No clues as to that Lady Dao knows who Tomo was or is?
No, nothing you can find says that.
Okay.
And that's probably about the time that Lady Dao starts heading back up.
Yeah, I think Tomo gets out of there as quick as he can and joins Min-Fang. And then sits down like as if he's been there the whole time.
And anything?
We'll talk later.
Okay.
Oh, boys, hello.
Lady Dao.
Lady Dao.
Speak of the devil.
You look lovely this evening, Lady Dao.
And she sort of like puts a hand to her chest in like that maiden way of, you know all the right things to say. What pleasure do I have that you grace my halls?
Well,
I must confess, you have caught me as I'm about to leave.
that is such good timing. We're so lucky. Lady Dao, we are hot on the trail of this map. Apparently the one that the vagrant had was unfortunately counterfeit.
Oh.
So I guess we've come back to you to see if there was another lead that perhaps you can give us.
In regards to finding you-know-who?
Yes. Yeah.
I think she sort of like smiles and she goes, truth be told, I always thought it was a wild goose monkey chase. But I suppose if I was to put myself in Boomy's shoes, did you find this library?
Yes, we did.
And what was there?
Just a lot of sand and old buildings. It seems it might have been quite the place once, but not much of it remains now.
Did you get any relics or curos?
Yes, actually, I do have some gifts for you. And of all the treasure that Tomo had secured, he just grabbed the one that could feasibly have come from the library. Not that he prepared this beforehand, so we'll just say he's very clever and find something convincing, something old and unusual.
So you say he digs through. It's like, no, not that bad.
No, I think he would just like pull out a some sort of a jewelry piece or something.
Let's roll to see how great this piece is.
What would you have to do?
I want this. This is 2 die. We'll see. Basically, this is 2 to 12 to see how good it is.
That is a 4.
I think she looks at you, and she takes the gemstone. We'll say it's a gemstone, and she takes it and she looks at it, and it gets right under the eye. Looks at the color and the luster in the sunshine. And she says, "This never came from a library. This gemstone is exceptionally expensive. This is not the type of thing one might donate as a curo. Where did you get this?"
Lady Dao, you've caught me. I have to confess that didn't come from a library. But I guess what I really want to talk about was the reason why I want to give it to you. I've missed you very much since we've left, and I find myself realizing that I feel you are more than just an employee to me. And I thought perhaps something like this would show you that I could be a man of some worth.
I'm going to need you to roll trick for me.
It's almost not.
Can it be a part trick? Trick is creativity, yeah?
Trick is creativity.
One hand, 2 hand. Oh my god, this is the most tense roll I've ever... Here, compromise. I will rub it 2 hands.
Heart of the dice, my friend.
Heart of the dice. Quia! 10.
Got it where it can.
On a hit, they fall for it. And they do what you want for the moment.
I think that there is a visible swoon. Like, I think she sort of looks at you and like her hand just very gingerly goes to your cheek. She goes, "Oh, Tomo, you are one of the most gorgeous people I've ever met. You truly are."
Tomo,
Min's just sort of awkwardly standing there watching this whole exchange, like, what the spirits is happening right now? He's just sort of like awkwardly standing, watching the whole exchange, just really like.
For those that can't see this, Jesse is stone faced, like, oh.
Can't look away.
Yeah.
Just like,
Desperately wants to. Yeah.
Tomo is doing his best to maintain his composure here because it is a mix of many things, including rage, because obviously he is starting to cotton on that this woman has been lying to him for a long ass time. But for now, he just sort of just coyly just steps back a little bit. Lady Dao, could you tell me, now that perhaps I feel like we could be more open with each other, was there something that you saw in me? Because nobody else did. Was there something that made you want to help me?
You rolled really well, so I sort of have to say things. I saw in you someone who was very lost and someone with a lot of talent. And I am so glad that I found that talent because it has done well for my world. And she sort of takes the stone out of your hand, and she says, she holds the stone that you handed her, and she says, "This is very valuable, but the value means nothing to me compared to you, my sweet boy."
Oh, God.
And I think she puts it down, almost absentmindedly, doesn't even care. And she says, "You will never have to worry about wealth ever again, Tomo. Welcome to the family."
Do I get the sense that because this is quite a very open and vulnerable moment for her, it would seem. She seems to be quite sincere to me, but do I get the sense that she's hiding something that she knows about me in any of this?
Here is the gambit I'm going to give you. You get the impression that she is being sincere right now. However, unless you ask her directly, you may never know. So that's it. You can either take what you want from the interaction you've already had, or you can be very direct about it.
Thank you, Lady Dao. That means so much. Perhaps when we're finished with this mission from Lord Boomy, perhaps we can go back to doing some work for you.
I will be at my main providence in the Earth Kingdom.
Thank you. When are you leaving again?
I still must depart. The boat is practically loaded.
Okay, so you'll be leaving tonight then?
Oh, I'm leaving in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes. All right. Thank you, Lady Dao. We wish you well, and we will not keep you any longer.
She leans in and gives you a kiss on the cheek.
Tomo kind of, I think he might have just shudders a little bit, just trying to keep his composure, and he bows. Till we see you again, Lady Dao.
She begins to walk off, and she smiles, and she says, "Don't keep me waiting, Tomo."
Of course not, lady. And
yeah, you are ushered out by a servant.
Mm-hmm.
We get outside the walls. And Min is like, "So, lots of questions. I don't know whether I'm impressed, proud, or disgusted."
It's funny because I, Ash Cooper, am also feeling those exact three things.
You know she's 50, right?
Okay.
Look, there's nothing wrong with someone that's a little bit older, but that was a big gem, man. And look, I don't know what kind of weird things you got going on around here, but listen, that was weird, man. What was that? Yo, what did you find in there? Because I'm uncomfortable.
She has been organizing the delivery of a large amount of food to a location which shouldn't be needing a large amount of food.
Okay. So?
She is onto something. We have the address.
All right. Well,
I was tempted to try to get more out of her then, but I mean, what do you think? Do you trust her? Well,
gods, no. Spirits, no. No, I don't trust her for a second. Look, it seemed sincere, but also she was, to me, it seemed like she was saying whatever she needed to say to keep you on the lead, Tomo, on the leash.
And look, just to be clear, I was saying what I needed to say to avoid suspicion.
Okay. Good. Glad to hear it.
Also, I'm also tempted to stop her from leaving this island as well, but I know Pandao will probably be on that boat.
Look, I don't... All right. To be honest, her leaving this island is a blessing in disguise. Okay? If we need to get anything more out of her estate, it is going to be significantly easier while she's gone. Okay? So, that's a good thing. Second of all, it means we can interact with whatever this organization is without any sort of repercussions to our relationship with Lady Dao, which is also another benefit. Okay? Despite the fact we don't trust her, she's a good asset. And despite the really difficult thing that I just had to watch, you did good, and you've increased your standing with her. So that's like something, right? I mean, we can get more out of her later if we need to. I don't want to be there for that.
If it helps, Jesse, I don't want to be there for that.
But look, her leaving is the best case scenario right now. Right. I think let's go meet up with the others like we said we would, and we can figure out what they found and we can go from there. How about that? All right, let's not jump too hasty into this.
We jump straight to you guys all meeting together directly at the front.
I don't mean to say that I think that they're dating, but it was really weird. And listen, Tomo, you're going to have to make some clarity, man, because that was a lot. And I'm sorry, I know I'm word vomiting into here, but...
Oh, no, she always gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, she's weird. That's weird, right? Like,
yes, but that's...
She kissed him on the cheek and everything.
Nuro, you're very distracted. You look down, you see the old broken remnants of your squidfish toy. Someone's just swept it out the front door and it's just landed on the ground.
I gather it up. I'm taking it piece by piece as I'm listening to this horrific story being retold by Ben.
Anyway, we got some information, so,
Well, we found out something as well.
Yeah.
We got told that we need to find somebody called Sapphire. Does that name mean anything to you?
Oh boy, does it. Uh-oh. What does that mean to me, Ash? Because you just gave me a look that told me that, I've heard the name.
I was going to throw it in, but that's much funnier. Yes. Min Fang, you have done work for Sapphire. And Sapphire is not a friendly customer, so to speak. If there is such a thing as a gang boss in this town, it's Sapphire.
Yeah, look, they're not how you say with it or like on the cool. Like
I'm not sure anybody says that, man.
Yeah. Look, all I'm saying is like they are not legit. All right, they are somewhat of a gang leader, organized crime leader.
Tito didn't want to talk too much about it.
Look, I've got an in with her. I can go and talk to them.
Great.
I guess, but listen, like when I say that, like that's.
I mean, I'm so sorry if you just said this, but how do they feel about you, man?
I mean, I've worked for them before, and the job went well. I did it, but that doesn't mean they're going to like me. I mean, it just means they know I'm reliable. So.
Well, we were asking about missing children, so maybe you can go and speak to Sapphire and ask them about missing children?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can't see any sort of debt occurring from that. I absolutely can. I'm going to have to do something for this information. I'm letting you know that I will have to do something, like a job or... And look, if you want the information, you're just going to have to be cool with me deciding to do it, whatever it might be.
Who?
I will.
What?
Cares?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were on this holier-than-thou sort of thing at the moment. I'll do crime if you want me to, yeah.
I think in this case an end justifies a means.
No, Nuro's not doing the crime. You've come this far. Let's not taint you anymore. Banji can come do the crime, maybe. I might need a firebender.
Okay. So, in that case, what does that leave Tomo and Nuro and I to do?
Well, Tomo found an address. Take it away, big boy. Lay down some jazz for us.
No. There is. What is the address? Like looking at the address, do I know kind of which part of Shimsom Island it is?
This address and your knowledge of Shimsom lets you know that this is somewhere up higher on the hill, and roughly where it is. There is certainly nothing there that would imply that these things need to be sent there. The manifesto was not just food. It was other resources as well. I don't know if this place has like the equivalent of concrete, but like there were things like that. Like there were building materials and things being sent to this place. And you know that it's mostly just alleyways and things up in this particular zone. There's nothing that should be that big.
Well, look, I pass it on to the rest, to Nuro and Iroh, and I also add that people like me, the ones who survive the process, we require a large amount of food, like more than a regular person.
I gotta say, that makes a lot of sense.
Tomo's looking very trim at the moment.
Tomo's not been eating as much as he used to, like not nearly as much.
And also, you stopped.
There's a lot on my mind right now.
I get that. Okay.
So I think this is definitely worth investigating. This is the best lead I've had for a long time. And this location is remote enough that we would need to be very stealthy getting there, because they wouldn't be expecting just people wandering up there for no reason.
If we can get along, we may be able to map out the area well enough to figure out exactly how big it is that we are looking at.
Thank you, Hero. That's a good idea.
Nuro is very adept at sneaking. In fact, they were the one that guided me around Shimsom Big, because I'm not exactly subtle.
Why's that?
Well, you know me. I've got a big personality.
Oh.
And a big sword.
Yes. Let's wrap that thing up, shall we?
It's in a scabbard.
It's in a scabbard.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like a...
Point is, I can be sneaky when I need to.
I know you can, and I am so glad you're with me on this one.
And I am a wonderful distraction. And he like holds his hands up in the air and just smiles, and everyone's looking. And he goes, while you were all paying attention, Arturo has sneaked Suri into your pocket. And Suri like pops out of Tomo's pocket and goes, "Pity."
Now that's a parlor trick.
Oh, Tomo strokes Suri's head. I'm sorry, we haven't spent much time together lately. All right, let's go.
And you all take off for the next clue that you can use to find Tomo's past.
The Book of War is Lucas Lee as Tomo, Georgie Hazel as Nuro, Ted Darling as Banji, myself Jesse Thomas as Min Fang, and Ash Cooper as our Goose Monkey Game Master. Our theme song and outro, The Book of War Remains, is by Matt Harrison, as well as our Tomo's theme. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Book of War Podcast. If you have been picking up what we're putting down, consider coming and supporting us over on our Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/The Book of War Podcast and you can find our show. Just for $5 a month, you can come support us and get access to all of our one-shots, our Discord server, news and current stuff that we're also uploading into the thing. I've also been doing a bunch of blooper reels. I don't know if I've said that before, but it's just funny stuff that we don't put in the main show, and also some interesting stuff that we cut out. This is like, this is a bit of fluff. I'll take this out and put it in the blooper reels. So they're a bit silly, they're a bit fun, but yeah, just something also that's on the Patreon that I don't think I've told people about. But yeah, you can come and join these legendary people: Hannah, Damien, Kirsten, Aiden, Ethan, Natsuki, Yuan Wu, Cheryl, Patrick, Ivy, Rachel, Sapphire, Sophia. All thank you so much for coming onto our Patreon and helping us continue what we're doing. We are so grateful to you all. Also, it's worth mentioning that I have been doing some really small stuff just on our free section of the Patreon. You can jump on there and get access to a bunch of Spotify playlists that we've put together that represent our characters and the show as well. So if that interests you, jump on over. We'd always love to get your support. And again, if you can't support us financially, that is okay. Just tell some people about the show. We'd love to get more people listening. We'd love to grow our community as well. So currently at a pretty critical point in the show in terms of plotline, so I'm thinking of releasing the next couple in a row. No promises, but there's probably at least going to be a part 1 and a part 2, and then it's likely going to be maybe a part 3 and part 4. I don't know. They'll still be all separate episodes, but you'll probably get them a lot sooner, so watch this space. Either way, what I can tell you is at the very least, next episode will be out on Saturday, the 24th. See you soon. Also, we need to dress this old man up because, like, people are going to recognize him for sure. I mean, have you seen that ass? I'll cut that out.